I read a lot about the origin of the chili burger. Well, first I read a lot about Tommy's, thinking that's where it originated, but it didn't. It's just the most famous. The first chili burger was not Tommy's. Ptomaine Tommy's in 1913 to 1946 was the originator of the chili burger, and it did start over in Lincoln Heights.
Ooh.
24.
They have a jail there.
They do have a jail there.
Chili jail.
With a chili tank. Ptomaine is spelled Ptomaine. Because he's silly.
What the hell is this?
I don't know.
Wait, what are you telling me, Greg?
There's a P in the word Ptomaine. It was at 2420 North Broadway. It's originated from a guy named Tommy DeForest. Tommy's was a 24-hour chili parlor. A chili parlor. He had mostly chili, but he would serve chili on a burger patty, and then he just basically threw buns on it one day, like a burger should be. And did the chili size, which is just a burger smothered in chili. Between 1913 and 1958, DeForest pretty much ran like the burger world in LA as far as like chili burgers go, because it started to get more and more popular. But basically around this time, burgers are getting more experimental.
That's the time when you're supposed to experiment with a burger.
Between 1913 and 1958, DeForest ran like the Burger Dome in LA, and it was really famous at the time. Like he claimed that Mae West went there, United artist Mary Pickford went there.
She had horrible eating habits.
She really did not go to good places. Yeah, he said that those two were regulars and some other people. I didn't write their names down.
And the rest.
Ptomaine Tommy, as he would call himself, again, named the place after himself, would serve straight chili, and it would say straight chili out of one bowl. The other one was Southwestern variation, which he would smother over a burger since it came from a smaller ladle. And he would charge 15 cents and called it hamburger size. So that's pretty much, you could see the evolution of it becoming just a chili burger. So in 1913, DeForest bought a lunch wagon for $75 and would just hang around Avenue 22 in Lincoln Heights with a moniker, Texas Tamale Tommy's Ptomaine's Tabernacle. He really went for it. And in 1929...
How many of those had a P in front of it?
Every single one.
Texas.
What the hell's up with Texas? In 1929, he purchased the property at 2420 and was able to turn his wagon into a shop, which is really great. I wrote
the original food truck.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, it was a backwards...
That is not canon. We don't know if that's true.
I read we read a lot about food and stuff. I wasn't really interested in any of how food is made. I'm not a foodie, so I don't really care. I don't cook at all. But I did, for some reason I wrote this down because it just sounded interesting to me. I don't know why. The chili size or the hamburger size, which was a chili burger, consisted of 2 hamburger patties about 4 inches in diameter, which is not that big.
Yeah, it's tiny.
The beans that cover the patties are soaked in salt water overnight, then cooked in 40-quart pressure cooker. Each patty is covered with half a cup of beans and the other half with chili. Now, the chilies were made with like tomato puree and canned tomatoes and drained ground beef. Then you throw chili powder in there after the draining, and then you throw some onions in there. Bam, you got a chili burger, and it sounds really good. It sounds more like a sloppy Joe, but with chili, you know? So yeah, it was very popular for a while. Ptomaine Tommy's sold in 1946 and again in 1954. Finally closed in 1958. From what I read, Ptomaine Tommy DeForest died 8 days later after it was finally closed. Oh.
And they buried him with half a cup of beans.
Mm-hmm. And half chili. And then they called it, I got nothing.
Ptomaine Tommy's Traumatic.
Ptomaine Tommy's was sold in 1946. Also in 1946, Tom Kolak's opens up a small burger shack on the corner of Beverly and Rampart Boulevard. He paid $800 for this. He originally started with a hot dog stand in around the same area, and he just kind of grew in popularity. This Tommy becomes Tommy's of Tommy's chili burgers.
So the guy who made Tommy's, his name actually was Tommy.
Tommy, yes.
So is that why there's so many places that are called like Tommy's with one M?
I'll get to that.
Tommy's with,
Tommy's
with a P.
They're all Tommy's with a P. It's just a weird coincidence that the two guys in LA whose names were Tommy made chili burgers.
Okay. That is very strange.
I think it's pretty strange.
I think he's reincarnated.
He never died.
You've been covered in chili all along.
Actually, the hot dog cart, was on Florence and Maine, which is kind of South Central-ish, but it wasn't Florence and Maine. I know Florence is popular because that's where they pulled that gentleman out of his big rig and then beat him on TV during the riots. Greg always has to mention the riots.
Yep,
he always has.
We can check that off to do this for this episode.
Tom Kolak moved to LA in 1928. I couldn't really figure out where he had moved from. Comes with his family. Like I said, 1946, moves from a hot dog stand to the burger shack. Unlike everybody else, he actually names it after himself. Calls it Tommy's.
Real trailblazer. Trailblazer.
He wanted to go really simple, so he just made hot dogs and hamburgers and covered them in chili, which was the style at the time. It took about 10 years to get really going, and then eventually Tommy's became the hot spot because Belmont High School, where my dad went, was just down the street. So kids would just flock to this place that sold chili burgers for really cheap, and it's still cheap, and they got really popular. In the 50s, he would keep supplies in the trunk of his car and ice-filled Coca-Cola coolers because it was the hot spot of Belmont, so he would want to get a little bit closer. He wanted to make sure he had enough room for accommodate all the kids to get him out of school. One of them probably, I don't know, my dad's a little older than that, or he's a little younger than that. In the 60s, he was able to buy the whole property, which means the parking right there, the extended eat lunch counters, and the second counter where you go order food from, although it's not as fast and it's not the original shack. A couple of years later, he buys the parking lot across the street where a lot of fights break out.
So your dad ate at the original cart?
No. He went to school in the 60s, 70s, so it was already established. It was already in.
I wish your dad was older.
That's what all the ladies say. He was there probably for a filming of Kojak or something.
Around burger.
You skip on the chili, I'll kill you. So the 60s and 70s, all of LA begins to flock to Tommy's shack. And it's kind of described as a place where the highbrow and lowbrow, I think it was described as where a white collar comes to feel like blue collar. Which is, I don't know what the hell that means.
You were gonna say collar after you said
It's where the whites come and hang out with the blues. All of LA begins to flock to Tommy's. And over the next 2 decades, it opens different locations. There's one in Eagle Rock, there's one in Tahunga, there's one in Van Nuys, there's one in the Northridge Mall, which is very close to us right now.
Wait a minute, what year was the Northridge Mall one open?
I don't get exact dates for a film, but over the next couple decades. And then there's a bunch of knockoffs like Tammy's, Tawny's, Tommy's, Tom's, Tommy's with the IE, I mean. And they're all just basically the same thing, but they're just not a Tommy's burger. So they're just trying to get away with...
They just thought people would be like, oh, Tommy's.
Exactly.
Just by taking the name.
It's basically like the music industry. Taylor Swift won't sing the song about Sprite, so we'll get someone who looks like her named Tawny Quift, and then we'll make her sing about Sprite.
Tyler Agile.
So Tommy Kolax passes in 1992. Tommy's original shack is still a must-stop shop. Wow, I'm gonna start all of this over.
Must shop.
What am I shopping? Just bags of chili burgers.
Just loose chili dripping out of the bags.
You want this in a box? No, in the bag's fine.
Do you want it laminated first?
No. Put a straw in it.
Boba straw.
Oh, stop. Big Tommy, Tom Kolax, passes in 1992, but Tommy's original shack is still the must-stop spot for tourists. People leaving Dodger games. Mm-hmm. It's open really late. It's open to 3 in the morning. It's incredibly affordable. And the burgers are come out just like Felipe's. It's really quick. They put out burgers really quick because they have a lot of people working in a small little shack that are always sweating and serving me burgers.
You don't know where the sweat ends and the chili begins.
But it is. I can attest to the deliciousness. Tommy's is unlike any other chili burger that's around.
I'm not a huge fan.
I know you're not.
Also, you're over 2 with me. So.
No, don't worry. I'm not here to impress you. You've also never been to the original shack either, which is a really nice spot.
I think their hamburgers are very good. Their chili looks like dog diarrhea.
Yeah, it looks like a dog has eaten diarrhea and then re-diarrheas it. Yeah, you're one of those people that irritates me. That goes to Tommy's no chili, please. Going to McDonald's yeah, just keep the second bun and 2 patties. I'll just have the lettuce and the top.
Give me the sesame seeds. A bag of sesame seeds.
There's a photo of opening day. I think it's when he bought the entire lot and bought the second counter. They had that big opening day for Tommy's. And my dad's friend is reportedly in that picture. Eddie, who
one that they have in all of the.
In all the Tommy's. Yeah, he's reportedly in that shot somewhere. And this is also the gentleman that supposedly, I don't know if this is true, but a lot of people say that he went on the first slow speed chase in LA because he opened a beer and he had a warrant so they were going to pull him over. He's like, well, I'm just going to finish this beer. I know I'm going to jail as soon as they pulled me over, so I'm just going to finish this. So that's how this Tommy story ends.
Another
Eddie
proud
Soto.
Historical figure of Los Angeles.
So that's basically the chili burger. 2 Toms are involved in the chili burger. Mm-hmm. That's all you need to make chili, 2 Toms.